When you have a strong energy, that kind of energy that makes people come to you, feel attracted to you, that kind of energy that attracts strangers and they come to you and start telling you about their problems, that kind of energy that makes people go far away as much as they can when it brings up insecurities in themselves, or when it brings up things they want to avoid, or it makes them feel uncomfortable. When you have that kind of energy in you, people feel it and they either come to you or they move away from you. There is no middle ground. You attract or you repel people depending on how they feel and how they are and where they are at the point of their lives. If they are in the same energy, that kind of energy that connect to soul level, that kind of energy that speaks to souls, people come to you, they connect with you. And when they are the opposite, when they have a lot of struggles in themselves, when they have a lot of traumas, a lot of insecurities, fear, when they avoid things, they run away from you. You make them uncomfortable. And you can see that when you have that strong energy in you. For instance, I just want to share a quick story of what happened to me this morning. This morning, I went to my regular work. There was this particular spot that I like to go to when I need to find clarity, when I need to find direction, when I need to find guidance, when I want to talk to God one on one. I went to this place this morning, and when I got there on top, it's on a hill. When I get on that top, I was the first person to get there. So I had that time to just talk to God, to have that divine interaction with Him. And I was not in social mood things. I was in the midst of my conversation with God. The tears were rolling down in my cheek when I heard the second person coming to the same spot. I kind of moved a little bit on the side, leaving my back on them because I was not in the mood to talk. And I kept doing what I was doing. And few minutes later, a second person came in. Again, I shifted on the side, still leaving my back at them so that I can leave a room, but at the same time, I was not in social mood. Quite honestly, it was feeling like as if it was a personal invasion of privacy between myself and God in that particular moment, that divine moment I was having. I was not social. I stayed quiet for a few minutes. I took that time to ground myself back, to come back to the reality once my conversation with God has finished. And as soon as I finished that conversation and felt grounded again, I felt the first person leaving the spot. He left. And then the second person moved closer to where I was. And then he started talking to me. He was like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" In that moment, in that time, I was ready to be social. I was ready back to the ground space and have that interaction with somebody. I turned around, I said, "Hey, how are you? How are you doing?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm doing well, but I just want to share with you something that just happened to me when I was coming up here." And I was like, "Feel free." And, and then he started telling me what just happened to him when he was coming up on the same hill. He met this person who became hostile toward him, and he asking me to move out of the way, and he was prohibiting him to take pictures. He was like, you don't take pictures here." And this other guy was like, "Why?" He's like, "You are not allowed to take pictures here." And this other guy was still not understanding why he was prohibiting him to take pictures on a public spot. He still asked him why. "Why can I not take pictures? It's a public space." And this other guy who was like, "No, you are not allowed. This is not a space for you. Go back to your home country." Oh, that's what happened. And then I asked this guy, I'm like, "So when you heard that, how did that make you feel?" He took a second to think about it, and then he was like, you know what? I was shocked and surprised, but it didn't get through me at all. He was like, actually, I've been here for over a year now, and this is the first time I come across to a racist remark, but it did not bother me. And actually, I found that remark as a sign that God was checking in with me. And that was my first answer was I came here to seek. So it didn't bother me, but it was a checking up call with God. And I found it as a first sign that I was looking for when I got here. When he said that, we both laughed, and I was like, good answer. That's the right answer. And we kind of high fived and we laughed about it. And then we started having this pure, genuine conversation about people and how racism is in this world. But we all come to conclusion that racism is part of an inherent process in people who are suffering, who are having this tough time with themselves, and they take it up on people. And it does not even happen just only with different races. We see that in every single part of human being where people are interacting each other. When they don't like it, they tend to divide themselves. We really had a good, genuine conversation there. And I kind of told him right away, I was like, you know what? You just found the right person to talk to, because you know what? I'm a counselor. And he was like, oh my God, this is a second sign that God is giving me. Strike number two. And we both laughed about it. And it was just a pure moment of genuinity. Then we exchanged the numbers, and everybody kept going on with their day. Why am I sharing the story? I'm sharing it because he saw it as a sign of what he came to the here to look for, and I saw it as a sign as well, showing me that how God is always with me and how he is serious about my purpose he has given me to talk to people about trauma healing and growth. When I was having this conversation with him, with that interaction in one moment with him, it was divine moment, and he right away gave me a sign to encourage me of in my journey in what I'm doing in to continue deliver this life journey experiences without doubting anymore. That conversation I had with this person was pretty much a confirmation. It showed me how no matter how where you go and what I do, how I behave in public, in private space, people see me and they see the energy I carry. And when they see it, they either come to me to have that sense of peace, that sense of clarity, that sense of pure conversation, and that sense of being listened to, or they move away completely out of my way because they can sense it too. They can sense that uncomfortability when they have their insecurities, when they are dealing with fears, when they are dealing with avoiding whatever situation they are avoiding. I don't even have to know what is going on with their lives, but I can feel it right away. And when I feel it, people feel it too. They might not really understand what is happening. Previously, before my healing journey, I didn't even know what was happening. But after I stepped into this purpose, now I can see clearly what it is and what is happening when people, strangers or people in my space or wherever I go, they come to me naturally, or when they try to avoid me at any cost, or when they have to avoid me, or when they're trying to be out of my way. Because there is no middle ground when it comes to me. Either you are real or you step aside. Either you are ready to face yourself and be just you, or you just move aside. And that's how it works. If you're working on yourself as well, just pay attention. Pay attention to how you feel with yourself, to how you carry yourself in your environment, to how you talk to people, to how people talk to you, the conversations they have with you, to how they come to you. And that will tell you exactly where you are at within yourself in your journey, if you're progressing or if you're feeling stuck or if you're pretending. There is no pretense in here. Everything is real, everything is natural, everything it's on soul level. When you're pretending or performing or avoiding or trying to make it look like you got it when it is not true, it shows. And people like me, we can tell right away if you're performing, if you're avoiding, if you're being real. It's very easy to see. And when you say that, it can scare people that are really crazy, or it can bring them toward you and have that perfect, pure connection with one another. I just wanted to share this story about how serious God is about his people and how he works when he wants to wake them up and live a life that he created them to have, rather than living a life of avoidance, a life of struggle, a life of insecurities. That's not why we're here. We are here to live a life of abundance. And when you look for it, you find it. There you have it. I wish you a fruitful day. If this story has touched you in any way, please comment below. Tell us if you have any relatable story, if you learned something from it, if you know somebody it can help, share it with your friend, with your family, so that we can keep healed and move forward together in building a peaceful life moving ahead. You are loved, you are capable, you are powerful. You have everything it takes to live a life that you want. Take care.